Guys, I've only owned my Lamborghini Huracan for 1 month and we are already fitting an air suspension kit. Guys and girls, yes, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to YouTube and 2026. We've made a pact that I am going to film and consistently film everything we do this year because I do so much cool stuff, and we start off well with, yes, let's film some videos, and then I get too excited, I get too busy, and it doesn't happen. This is the first one of 2026. Throughout this whole video, we'll talk you through all the brand new Airlift ALP4, why I like it, what is good about it. We'll be fitting the suspension struts in this, and at the end of this video, we should have a Lambo on the floor. So to give you an overview of what we're using and what we've got with us at the moment, we've got a Viair 444 compressor. We are going with a 18-inch flow tank, mainly due to there's really not a lot of space in there. Got the brand new ALP4, which I'll show you the controller in a while. Manifold is now sick. This is fully light up. You can change the lighting on that. Threaded ports now for allowing bigger pressure sensors, so there is no more freezing in the cold weather. Full wiring loom, airline. So we're going to try and get all of this ripped apart, totally expose all the front, which will make it a lot easier to run the wiring loom and mount the tank today. This car does have nose lift, so I'm not removing my nose lift until my struts are here, so that I still have the nose lift functionality in the meantime. But where the OEM nose lift is actually where we will mount the manifold and the compressor. With starting off and explaining the ease of removing all of this. This is all just T25s, so whip the wipers off, T25s along here, that full scuttle will come off. Whip this 12 volt section out, T25s all over this, and this whole panel will come out. And see, when I say how much this exposes everything you need to get to, you'll see in the next clip. One thing, and it probably isn't the end of the world because it's now my car and I can fix it. There's definitely been things stripped off of this car before, which is annoying to say given what type of car it is. I guess it happens. There's some bolts missing, there's screws in the wrong place that don't match the others. I've just said to the lads, when we put it all back, I'm just going to order a load of OEM screws so everything goes back the way it should look as OEM as it can. But we've got everything out. So as I was mentioning, this is our nose lift. So our manifold will go on a metal L bracket here, and our compressor will go here, almost kind of the same way that it currently is. Our battery is down under here. The hardest part is we need to get a wiring loom, the switch wire and the USB wire from in here to down under here, because this is where our fuse box is, and I'll show you that in a moment. That's going to be the most trickiest part probably of the whole entire install, because I remember it on Caroline's car and it was nothing but a headache to do. It's just time consuming more than anything, but we'll get it done. So on today's working on the car is mainly get that wiring loom in, wire up the positive, negative, switch live, leave the fuses out of the fuse holders on them so that that part is done and dusted. We've got some 18mm MDF over here. We will sit the OEM tub on top of it so that we can take a stencil out of it, probably take 5 or 10mm off of the size of that, so then we can fit the 18mm MDF in the bottom of the tub, which will hold the air tank. We'll probably actually get that done today as well, and the fittings on the air tank, so that that is in, again, done, ready to rock. So we should do all right. One thing, obviously this is going to be episode 2 into 2026, so you're not going to have seen it on the YouTube this year as such yet, but there will be a lot more content on the S13 this year. Part of the rule is we are going to make sure that we're filming all of the events. This is why I'm now filming on GoPros, because we've got enough GoPros that one of the boys can be our video man when we're at events, rather than taking up the use of my proper camera. But if anyone hasn't seen this, it's do excuse, it's missing a door at the moment. It's missing a passenger seat at the moment. That is actually in my practice bash car over there. But this is my Nissan S13 fully built 2J. It's running about 630 horse, and man, this thing's an adrenaline rush. But we'll do a whole episode on that at some point, of giving you a rundown over it. We're actually going to be changing quite a few bits on that. We'll probably film a video of that. Ian Waddington's coming back up to do a rear rad setup due to the car's just running too hot. So chop the back end off, rear radiator in it. But we'll save all that fun for another episode. Let's try and get a bit more wiring into this car. It's a bit of a chilly morning in Scotland today, but now you'll see why I'm getting frustrated with it, because everything was fully done. tank is in as it should be. Well, it's not pushed all the way down, so this cover gives us access. But everything was pretty much as it should be, ready to rock. And I've got to take it all out. And all my mates will know, nothing annoys me more than when I've got to restart something. No reason whatsoever. Well, there is a reason, but self-inflicted. So this bad boy here has got to go back into the car. That's essentially your Lamborghini air module, compressor, and then the tank is further in on the car. So we'll whip all of this out, quick time lapse of removing all the frunk setup, and we'll start again. So this was our nice brackets of where we put our compressor and our manifold. Our wiring loom is all tucked behind it. Now all that's coming out because we need to put the OEM one back there. So we're going to whip all this out and then need to play around with making sure I can keep the wiring loom where it is, or if I need to adjust where that is. And then we start again. But essentially this time around, it's all going in the front frunk. So I may be able to keep the tank setup that I've already got and just have another layer underneath it with the manifold and compressor. Problem with that is this whole front section is essentially a sealed unit. There's only a rubber grommet. So I need to figure out a route to be able to get all of my airlines for front and rear, as well as the wiring for my height sensors out of that frunk to the rest of the car. So we'll play around with that, we'll figure that out. But today's Saturday, the struts should be here this week, and I want to be fitting the struts next weekend. So by the end of today, I need to be back in a position that I was last night of back working, tanks full of air, ready to go again. I had to redo absolutely everything, including the one thing I didn't want to do, ignition live and the USB cable, because that has to go all the way from here into the inside of the car. It is in and we are done. So we now have got our ignition live back into the fuse box in here, and the controller USB cable is back in here. I removed the whole wiring loom and started again. So we've now got the wiring loom down in the front frunk, goes through an OEM grommet just up here. Positive for the manifold, negative I've got to put on. I've ran all my height sensor looms as well, again out of the OEM grommet. I will just zip tie these up here for now. When we run the airlines to the manifold, we will run these height sensor looms, but then I will go to car audio security for the height sensors because I cannot stand height sensors. I've just not got it in me for them. We'll get all this done. We'll get it bagged on pressure-based system, and then we'll take a trip down to car audio security that we will make a video on of them fitting up the height sensors for us. So, I say so at the beginning of every clip, and I keep saying this to Oscar that I've got to stop doing it. We've changed all of our install. Bevy has come up with...
So, I said to Steve, you have a Lamborghini, put it on here, right, and you have a wee install, something cool to look at. Steve's like, no, just hide it all. So we had it all. But then, it turns out that if you hide it all, you have to remove the nose lift. If you remove the nose lift, your Lamborghini can't go over 40 miles an hour, which renders it useless. Why are you buying a Lamborghini if you're not going to go over 40 miles an hour? So, the nose lift's back in the car. Now, I'll quickly...
Oh, we're getting a how-to as well.
So the compressor's going to be in there, nice and hidden. Hopefully it's going to be a bit quieter, because these wires are now not nice. So then, we've got this contraption.
Wait, at least talk them through it. You're about to put it in the car and they've not even seen the thing.
Nice, fancy billet flow tank.
18-inch.
LPV4. It's going to be the best gear. I've never used it, but it's going to be the best gear. Wood. Essential. Bulkhead fittings. Not essential, but they look nice. These aren't, these will go hardlines.
We're doing these now.
These are the temporary solution.
Yes, this is to get air in all the system.
However, precision engineering. It only took about 3 tries. Times 10.
I will find the other one.
Yeah, times 10. Right, take your read. Look at that, it's all nice. You can bulkheads, so you can pull it out if you need to maintain the battery, which is a Lamborghini, so you're probably going to need to maintain the battery.
Cheers, mate.
Perfect angle. When the bonnet's open, you can see it. It's smashing. Take a look in, enjoy it now, because it's the last time you're ever going to see it on Steve's car.
Yeah, I don't open the bonnet much. Even on the R8, we had a really good install to car audio security done, and no one ever really saw it. But this is going to look sick. We are also going to put a floor over here, so this will all get covered up, and then there will be a cutout. So essentially, you'll have the manifold poking up out the floor. Probably about this much of the hard lines will be visible, but I will give him credit where credit's due. Tonight is Friday night. This is done and ready to go back in to put air in the system. And tomorrow morning at 2 degrees, we're going to put my car on axle stands and finish it. It is go time. It is strut day. Weather in Scotland for this today is actually probably ideal. It is a bit cold, it is a bit chilly. We've got fresh blue skies, so we need to start the Lambo up. We'll give you a cheeky little cold start. There is an exhaust coming from this, so this is OEM exhaust at the moment. Get that out of the way. Start up the S13. No one's not really seen anything since we finished this on the channel. I know we had a few videos while we were building it. My fully built 2J S13 drift car. We will need to get you a video on this quite soon. Full walk around, everything that we've done here. Took a little bit, but she's there. Right. You've all seen the garage. I'm really OCD, right? Not had a bit of TLC for a while. I've got stuff everywhere. So once we've got this done, this all needs a right good clear out. It's, I've just got stuff everywhere, you know? The boys have arrived. We're doing the front and then we're going to do the back just because I'm not really wanting to put this boat away. Big up these gloves. K&N's gloves, outstanding work gloves. I didn't want to put it on axle stands, so we're going to do it this way. Jack on each side, arch liners are out. You'll see how much you can see everything now in terms of getting through from frunk to here. So we've got one 17mm bolt up here, one bolt down here. We normally have to disconnect the drop link just to drop it all off as well. And then that strut will whip straight out. And the longest part about this, to be honest, will be getting the airlines from our frunk setup through to the struts, because like I said last time, because we've got our airlines in here, this is essentially sealed, so we need to figure out how we're getting them out of this area to either side down those. Oh, it came out so much easier than that. There we go. Just a quick comparison, because we've got the passenger side one out. OEM air strut, so the cool thing with nose lift, still got a standard spring, and then it's essentially just got a mini airbag like one of these up here with an airline to a compressor. When you put the nose lift up, inflates this, lifts the car and gives you a lift. The height difference you can see massively with the difference of the struts. Only good thing is with this is when there's no spring, this will allow you to put the car all the way on the floor, but this will lift it as well just as high as the OEM suspension strut plus its nose lift. So you will still have as much clearance lifting the car as you would on your OEM suspension. External canister for better rebound adjustments, 30-way adjustable dampening up here. Obviously everyone's followed me and probably knows me from my R8 build. These are the exact same struts. This is a Gen 1 R8 strut modified for Gen 2 R8 and Huracan. The only difference is Gen 1 R8 has an eyelet at the bottom at the front. This now has a fork. They discontinued these struts and we then moved on to Builder Series struts. So anyone that's been following the YouTube and watched us bagged the previous Performante that I mentioned, Caroline's, that was Builder Series struts, which are a strut that you can modify things yourself to build them to the car you want. Also a very cool strut. They've sadly discontinued that as well. I believe we're going to work with Airlift and look at developing, hopefully, a strut kit if it allows us to, so there is a strut kit for this application again. Well, we have got our front struts in, all the manifold and management is back in. We'll check out our controller. We have got pressure in our front bags and in our tank. Please excuse the music. Progress is happening. Well, guys, there we have it. We've been to tracking, we've done alignment, and we are finished. We are out shooting the car. Yes, it is night time. You're gonna have to rock and roll with the clips that we've got, but this car has come out insane. I'm absolutely over the moon with the finish. This is what we've got. I'll give you a big quick rundown now of everything that we've got onto the car so far, show you the final outcome of the install, which, by the way, for someone that did not want a fancy install, yes, Bevy, I'm admitting it now, I'm glad we done it. It's the one. My plans with what we're going to do with the controller is I want to actually try and mount it on here at a slight angle, but sunk into it, and then the whole thing will have to get fiberglassed and then probably Alcantara'd so that it looks like it should be there. But there isn't really anywhere else in this car that the controller can go, so I'm thinking here, slight angle, so you can still see it when you're driving, touch the 4 buttons and it should look perfect. Anyway, let's show you the part that I now love, which is the install. ALP4 manifold. You're not going to be able to see these. Let me get a torch out for you. As we showed you before, Max laser engraved the Alcantara. So we've got Maguire's and S30 Motorsport on the side. Hard lines, the manifold, the whole install is just unreal. I am thinking about potentially over here having two raised parts each side that will potentially have LEDs on it to shine light this way, or do you think we should have them under here so it's shining light underneath on the tank? That's a little bit of food for thought, something we may do, but I'm a happy chappy. I feel back at home. This is the right car. We had the 992 GTS that lasted a year, unreal car, stupidly fast, but something said to me that that wanted to go. We obviously then went on to the G81 M3 Touring. That now has the record of my shortest owned car at 5 months. It just wasn't me. I tried something new, it didn't work out. And then we got to this, my Lamborghini Huracan LP 580-2. Yes, it is rear wheel drive. Yes, I am an absolute nutter for doing that. Obviously the wheels are very sunk right now. I will out anyone that runs this sort of fitment and thinks it's okay. Absolutely not. That is staying like that because we have got a fresh set of awesome wheels that should be arriving with me next week and will be our next video.